What if I told you one of the biggest banks in the world just flipped on Bitcoin, while Ripple is quietly pushing technology that could change how money moves globally? And behind the scenes, over 13 trillion is already flowing through their system. Yeah, this isn't noise. This is positioning. Let's break it all down. A quick disclaimer. This content is for informational purposes only and is not financial advice. As always, please do your own research before making any investment decisions. Welcome back to Ledger Pulse, your daily edge in crypto, macro, and the future of money. No hype, no distractions, just what actually matters. Let's get into it. Let's start with something that didn't make mainstream headlines, but probably should have. A new research paper from Ripple engineers is proposing something called confidential multi-purpose tokens, also referred to as XLS33. Now, at a first glance, that sounds technical, and it is, but the implications are massive. What this aims to do is solve one of the biggest problems preventing institutions from fully embracing blockchain: privacy versus transparency. Right now, most blockchains are fully transparent. Every transaction, every balance, publicly visible. That's great for decentralization, but for banks, corporations, and regulated financial institutions, that's a deal breaker. They can't expose transaction data publicly. They can't reveal internal flows, balances, or counterparties. And that's where this proposal changes everything. This system, XLS33, would allow hidden transaction amounts, hidden balances, while still maintaining verifiability on-chain. So you get the best of both worlds: privacy for institutions, transparency for validation, compliance-ready infrastructure. This isn't just a feature upgrade. It's infrastructure for central banks, tokenized assets, regulated financial products, enterprise blockchain adoption. And importantly, it includes controls like freeze capabilities, clawbacks, issuer permissions, which are exactly the tools regulators expect. This signals something very clear. Ripple isn't building for retail speculation. They're building for institutional-grade financial systems. And if this gets implemented, you're looking at a blockchain that can support tokenized securities, cross-border settlements, private financial flows at scale. That's not theory anymore. That's direction. Now let's connect that to something even bigger. Because while people argue online about crypto adoption, Ripple's infrastructure is already processing serious volume. According to recent data, Ripple's treasury processed 13 trillion in payments over the last year. Almost none of that volume is using crypto yet, which leads to a very important point that often gets missed. The rails are already built. The system is already integrated, operational, trusted by institutions. Crypto isn't the starting point, it's the upgrade. Brad Garlinghouse has pointed this out directly. The real opportunity isn't building something new, it's converting existing flows. Even if a small percentage of that 13 trillion moves on to blockchain rails, that's a massive shift in demand. They look at current usage and say, crypto isn't being used enough. But they're missing the setup phase. Because adoption doesn't happen gradually. It happens when infrastructure meets timing. And right now, we're watching the infrastructure get finalized. Let's zoom out, because this isn't just happening inside crypto. It's happening at the highest levels of traditional finance. In a move that perfectly captures where we are right now, the CEO of Goldman Sachs, one of the most powerful financial institutions in the world, now personally owns Bitcoin. This is the same institution that previously dismissed it. This isn't just about one person buying Bitcoin. It represents a complete shift in perception. From "this is useless" to "we need exposure." We've seen this before. Dismiss the technology, study it quietly, build exposure, publicly shift stance, and by the time it becomes obvious, the positioning is already done. At the same time, Ripple is working a different angle entirely. Brad Garlinghouse recently talked about how the narrative has evolved from crypto is dangerous to crypto is speculative to how do we integrate this into the financial system. That's a huge shift. Ripple's strategy is very intentional. Bridge traditional finance and crypto, not replace it. That means working with regulators, partnering with institutions, building outside the echo chamber. And according to them, those bets are starting to pay off. Garlinghouse also raised concerns about crypto policy being weaponized, which tells you something important. This isn't just a technology race, it's a policy race too. So let's connect everything we just covered. Ripple is building privacy-enabled institutional infrastructure. Their network is already moving trillions in value. Traditional finance is shifting its stance on crypto. And the narrative globally is starting to change. That's not random. That's alignment. We're at a point where the technology is ready, the infrastructure is built, and the perception is starting to shift. That combination doesn't happen often. And when it does, things tend to move fast. If you want to stay ahead of the market, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Please remember to hit the like button and let me know what you thought of this video in the comments below. This is Ledger Pulse, and I'll see you in the next update.